Hello and welcome to the O3 Dropcast. My name is Craig, aka Poopy, and I'm here with my two wonderful co-hosts. I'll let them introduce themselves in whatever order they see fit.
All right, paper, scissors.
Yeah, ready?
All right, paper, scissors, shoot. Scissors here too.
I don't see what you're doing.
You go first.
Okay.
You win the
time. Your hand was too low.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Chris kind of won, but on a technicality of
Chris
no one saw what he threw.
Chris was 100. You could have raised your hand with anything. You could have just like, oh nope, it was rock, huh?
Which is weird that you didn't, because we know you're not an honest person.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll lie through my teeth if I can.
You're one
especially
chance
when it
to
comes
cheat.
to gaming.
Yeah.
No, but
okay.
In that case, I say I win.
Yeah, we got.
It's
who are you?
It's me, Brice. Hi everybody. It's real cold, guys. It's getting a bit of a cold snap here, so buckle up for that.
And they didn't even print thaw on this set.
They
anyway,
Oh, I hate you so much.
It's a bad card. Probably.
That was not supposed to be like a lead into a joke about Draconic and Fire. It's really cold right now.
No, it's cold. It's cold.
It's unpleasant.
It's gonna be -4 next week.
Yeah.
And then we also, of course, have Smithel.
It is cold, but I don't know what else to say about it. It's too damn cold.
It's too damn cold.
Our brains
the rent
are slowed
is
down.
too damn high. And here we're going to talk about all things not all things, very specifically, we're going to talk about the Majestics, maybe some of the legendaries of the Hunted. We've seen the whole set now. There's a lot of goodies out there. We've already started brewing decks. We know you have too. And we've got a little bit of a system here. We are going to judge cards on we have a measurement of hype on a scale
sliding scale
from New Boot Doomin to New Boot Goofin. Now, New Boot Goofin, that could be a card that's really, really good, and we're gonna play it, or it could just be, hey, that's a mischievous meeps. We're New Boot Goofin, right?
Mm-hmm,
you might not play it, but we're New Boot Goofin. Everyone knows that. Now, on the other side, we have Doomin, which you might say, hey, it's count your blessings again. And I would say, I am New Boot Doomin. And so that's how this is going to work. And Chris is going to be in charge of getting the cards up for us as we go through each one by one. And we'll try and not spend too much time. So, you can always scroll through the video and find the one you want to hear us talk about. And we are going to exclude expansion slots for now.
Because no one cares.
Yeah, and if you want to hear our thoughts on the expansion slot, we did a video covering the ones that we knew of at the time. Actually, we really just covered the Katsu one, which is irrelevant now that we've seen the rest of the set. It's like, oh no, he's dead. But yeah, I mean, the expansion slots, I think, I'll speak for myself here. I think it's the best expansion slot set we've had. I think maybe handedly. I don't know if maybe Mistvale was close. Mistvale was pretty good.
I think that beats it. Just overall, I think it beats it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The war cries alone, like, oh boy.
Oh, the war cries are gross. I mean, this is just fab hand traps, man. We keep getting more and more of them. Okay. Let's dive in. What's our first card, Chris?
Okay. In my best Vanna James White impression, we got bam. Hunter's Clave? Is that how you pronounce it? Clave.
Hunter's Clave.
The dagger, the assassin dagger that everybody wants. So, okay, we get ready to go to our slide. So again, this is the
this is the one that marks on hit, and it has piercing 1. So same templating as other daggers in the assassin class, but none of that. You don't have to read as much as you do on the other daggers. This one's straightforward.
Yep.
I know that I'm New Boot Goofin.
New Boot Goofin.
I think we're all goofing. You know what? I'm gonna. Okay, we're still on the scale. We're all goofing.
This answers like so many of the things that I think there were problems with when we were looking at spoiler season without the full context. It was just sort of like, yeah, but how many mark cards do we have to run? Because that's gonna like, especially when they're all, when we're seeing them at common or rare. It's like, I don't want to run these in my constructed deck. So yeah, this definitely opens the door wide open for our assassins.
So when we saw this, I think the first impression was like, that is a basically you get to 3-0 your draft pod now.
Yeah.
Did somebody mention that it may actually be an expansion slot card?
Okay, so Brian Gottlieb said that on Blue Sky, but I think he's fucking with us. And it's like, it wasn't clear. Like, to me, not to critique someone's joke, but it wasn't clear to me what the joke was.
The best kind of jokes are the ones you have to explain. Well, so everybody...
Even the number of it, it's 009, so that feels main set, right?
That should
it's
be
9.
Main
okay,
set.
yeah.
That should be main
I
set.
I didn't think to look at the number.
But who knows?
There was that stuff with Rosetta where like the foil Millennium Tree was technically like the normal one was in set.
Oh,
the foil
EAs
one
are
was
EAs are always that. But I think that I think that we might be overthinking the number, because I'm pretty sure legendaries, are legendaries all at the end, or are they sort of mixed in? They look like they're all at the end, actually.
And are the numbers all at the end of them?
I thought
all
it went
of the
by
legendaries
class.
Maybe right.
Have not shown up for me yet. I don't know where they're at.
But by the time this comes out, somebody in Prague will know for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
That's fair.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna. I don't know. So we'll get clarification on that. But let's move on to our next card. We're all new boot goofing.
New boot goofing for sure. Kiss of Death, the assassin card. It is an assassin action dagger attack. Stealth hits one when it hits a hero, they lose 1.
Okay, this is a good one.
This is a very good card to talk about.
Yeah. It's honestly hard to say where I am here. I mean,
I'm tipping the scales, buddy. I'm tipping the scales.
I don't think I need to move. I'm new boot goofing on this. It's so cool.
Well, the thing is, like, and I read this at first. I'm like, why is everybody getting so excited about it? I didn't realize it says dagger attack.
Yeah,
so basically,
you can flick it.
Yeah. So people are like, you can put toxicity on it. They're like, okay, I'm gonna block it, and then you go to the next chain link, and you're like, and now I flick this, and toxicity hits. You basically take 1 damage from this, and then 5 more from toxicity.
You take 7, because when it hits the hit, they lose a life. And then, what we found out too is there are cards later that we can talk about this. We found out too that, like, if you make this, basically toxicity doesn't go away. Yeah. So you can, like, hit with this and then flick it, and toxicity will trigger.
You're proccing it twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Two separate instances of you've lost life. So it's like,
stupid. It's so stupid. It's great.
This one I'm definitely goofing on, and the only reason I'm like, maybe I should go closer to Doomin was like, I'm gonna get so mad one of these days when that hits. When someone's just like, 2 toxicities, I'll play this, and then my next, I'll go 1 chain link further and just deal.
I would be like here on this. The only reason I'm not is because I have convinced myself that I do want to build assassin.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I wasn't going to at first, but now that I'm seeing this stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm in. Like, I'm with you on assassin. Like,
it's stupid fun. Okay, moving on. Under the Trapdoor, stealth, 1 attack, 3 blocks, 0 cost. Instant discard this, banish a target trap card from your graveyard. If you do, you may play it this turn as if it would be put in the grave, and if it would be put in the graveyard, this turn banish it. So basically, trap recursion for assassins.
But not infinite, because you do have to banish it again. Yeah,
correct. So you get it 1 time back, and then you banish. One time back.
I know where I am, and I hate to influence you guys by having already moved, but I don't. I'm okay. Like, you tutor a trap at instant speed, but I'm not building like a trap-based assassin. So I don't know. This doesn't, like, Chris, you're dooming way more than we are.
I'm doing. I don't think it's good. I'm probably gonna at some point attempt to make a trap assassin just to, like, meme at an armory one night. And this will be fun. I don't think that we're there yet. You know,
so you're not dooming because you think it's, like, gonna ruin your time. You're dooming because you like this card sucks.
I'm dooming because it makes me sad. It makes me like, I want there to be a good assassin build that is trap focused, kind of similar to Riptide, we're just not there. So to me, it's Doom in the vibes.
Yeah, to be fair, Riptide might not be there either.
No, I wish this was Assassin Ranger. I'd like it a lot more if we could throw it in Riptide.
If it wasn't if you could use it in Riptide, I'd be big on it. I'm very lukewarm on it. For the reason Chris said that, like, just okay, cool. Assassin traps, those are not really a big thing. But I really, really like that art on it.
So,
Yeah.
I think that's a super cool vibe.
all the new assassin traps are like they trigger off the same sort of stuff we saw from Outsiders, except as far as I remember, all of their effect is they're all about marking your opponent. So essentially, it's like frailty trap, but instead of a frailty, you mark your opponent. And so like, yeah, it makes sense to have that like in the set. It does make sense, but like
in limited, maybe there's a rationale for it, but
I'm pick wanting this in limited and then getting a trap later. Like I mean, it's good enough for that. All right,
let's go. Take up the mantle. This is the one.
Dude.
Target attack card with stealth gets +2 if it's attacking a marked hero. Intended gets +3, and then basically you get to banish a stealth card from your graveyard, and this becomes that card. So it is every stealth card, but not every stealth card, all at the same time.
All right, let's get this out of here so I can grab my. Yeah, Chris, I'm around. Guys, we have to start thinking for ourselves.
Wait till we get to the ninja shit.
But it is a wildly fun card, though.
It is a wildly. Honestly, that's kind of just the perfect way to describe it. Like, it is cool.
You get to do an Azuri.
Did you guys
if you're not?
I know you guys have a little bit of experience with Magic. Did you guys like clone decks?
I wasn't. I was. Yeah.
No, okay, I mean, I've done it, but it's.
I love clone decks. So the idea of like taking a card on the combat chain and being like, "That's not what this card is." Don't worry. That's
something different now.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about this. I do think that not being able to mark and it just becomes like a +2.
That's the daggers for.
Yeah.
Okay. Tarantula Toxin. Choose one or both. Target dagger gets +3. Target card defending an attack with stealth gets -3. So it's basically shred and like a kind of like a razor reflex all in one. Or what's the other one? Not razor reflex. The
Razor's Edge.
Yeah, Razor's Edge. Yeah. So it's basically you get Razor's Edge and shred all in one card.
That and Kiss of Death is a pretty wild combo.
Yep, and that's why I'm dooming.
Yeah.
I'm dooming pretty hard about this because I think this card's going to be so annoying. Like if they line up Toxicity, Kiss of Death, and Tarantula Toxin, and you're like, oh, I got to give two cards here, and they're like, oh, I'm still gonna hit for 3.
You should have gave 3.
Yeah, you're still taking 9. Like, oh no!
And then you're gonna flick it later because you're playing Slippy, so you attack again and then flick it back on the back end.
I'm gonna be basically dead in the middle for these kind of cards that make me say this is gonna be really fun when I'm playing Assassin, but I'm going to hate my life when I'm playing against this Assassin.
I think this is such a cool.
Be in the middle for me.
It's such a cool card, and I feel very similar to you, but I think the feels bads for me are like more at the front of my mind because I like to build every deck, but I am excited about Assassin, but this is one where I'm just like seething. Yeah. I'm seething because it's like okay, I can't get shredded here, so I'm gonna block with 2 cards. It's like no, you got shredded and Razor's Edge.
Yeah, it's real bad.
God.
Okay, moving on. Anaphylactic Shock. This is the one each opposing hero and allied has dealt damage each turn. Loses 1.
Oh man, I tried to move the card. Oh
well,
I'm having a hard time with that too. We're all picking up the same thing.
I hate to inform you that my icon has been bound with the card.
Oh no!
Wait, hold on.
Oh no!
What if I do this? Okay,
delete the card. Delete the card. Yeah.
Okay. Deleting the card.
Deleting the card explains the card.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this.
Guys, I don't like the name of this song. of this card. I don't like the name of it. It like
I'll put it
has
back
someone
up too, but-
photoshopped a Mr. Peanut onto that yet?
What is the name of the card again?
Anaphylactic shock.
Oh God.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's what they. You know what? Instead of the spiders down here, just Photoshop like peanuts. Yeah.
Just peanuts on a
Yeah.
plane. Like,
Yeah. So
Um,
I'm putting it high Doomin only because if I see this, it probably means that I have to put it in my deck because we have Dromai again, and that is a scary thought for everybody.
that's why I'm kind of like I'm just happy that I'm happy that Assassin has a board wipe for
Yeah.
Illusionist. Like obviously this isn't gonna,
yeah.
but like for Dromai specifically, like if there's an Ether Ashwing, and we could get into it later, but there's definitely a Necromancer on the way, and they definitely have things that have power 1. So I imagine they're gonna be just a 1/1 army.
Yeah.
And
This represents future Doom.
yeah.
There's something coming.
Okay, but this is the answer to the doom that we feel about the future, which is why I'm sort of in the middle. This is like
you're feeling good, okay? Now,
yeah, like hey, it's gonna get worse before it gets better, but this is gonna help when it gets bad.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Moving right along here, we are now into another
Moving
class.
right along.
Let's talk
We're
Draconic
already
Ninjas.
onto a new class. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fast, man. That's crazy. All right, Blood Runs Deep, 2 attack, 3 block, 2 cost. This costs 1 resource less for each Draconic chain link you control. When this attacks a hero, each dagger you control deals 1 damage to them. If it damages out this way, the dagger has hit.
Destroy the daggers.
Yeah, it is a dagger destroyer for Syndra for sure.
Okay, so, how much? What does her dagger cost on its own?
I think 1.
Just 1.
Yeah.
Free. It's a free throw of both the daggers. Basically, that's
The key part is though it clears the board for her to let her create and re-equip.
yeah.
It's just
Oh no, that's because you can do that first
here.
and then use the instant to re-equip it and have them to go. I think that's pretty strong.
Yeah, because she doesn't destroy them until end of chain. And
Yeah.
and her ability is only discounted for cards on the chain. So,
Yeah. I'm gonna go middle for base. Okay. Basically, until we get to warrior cards, I'm gonna be pretty meh about all of them.
Yeah.
It's really the same logic. Like if I'm gonna play ninja, this is very strong. If I'm gonna be playing against it, I'm gonna be sad that I'm getting pinged with 6 times in a turn.
So I was excited for Syndra until I realized until we saw the commons and rares where I was like, oh, ninjas can just be a flick class now. We don't have to be like Ira can run a flick knife plan without having to run these like I don't want to pay resources for these cards. Like I don't want a red line deck that has all of these I don't want it to tell me what the sequencing has to be playable.
correct.
I don't love it. And so Syndra is still on I'm kind of lukewarm on Syndra. I was super excited for her, and now I'm if I never end up building Syndra,
it starts to feel a little like not ninja classy.
Yeah, Ninja's in a bit of a crisis. We don't know what the class is.
You're talking to warrior lovers. We kind of feel you.
Yeah.
We're always in a crisis. It's always every set is the best time for warriors and the worst time for warriors somehow. No matter what.
I was talking to myself in the shower, just screaming at the wall about how there's only one combo ninja, and it's not Zen. That's a tiger ninja. It's not the same.
Next one, Ignite. 0 cost, 2 attack, 2 defense. When this attacks, the next Draconic card you play or activate costs 1 less to play or activate. So basically, attack it, discounts later.
I'm sliding.
I'm gonna move down here. Only because I feel like if I'm seeing this, it's sad because I feel like you don't want to be playing a lot of expensive stuff in Ninja anyway, especially Draconic Ninja. So if I have a lot of zero costs and I'm getting something that costs one less to play or activate, do I care that much in most situations?
There's a lot of things in the class that are about cost reduction and sequencing, and I'm dooming on it because I just find that to be pretty uninteresting. And that's kind of where I'm at. Is just like I just don't find that super compelling to play.
Okay, so I think that card is interesting when you consider fealty tokens.
Right, because anything can be
Yeah,
draconic.
being able to make something that like I like that kind of use of the mechanic where you have these cards that enables like they are enabling you to make plays outside of what is like strictly draconic, because anything could be a boat, you could be a boat. um that seems fun. I don't know that I would like enjoy playing it, but it seems like a
Sure.
good use of the mechanic.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, like people have been like I've heard people say, like, this is you get to play that and then CNC with a tunic, right? Something like
Fair.
or you could just do this, you know.
Yeah, Art of Dragon Blood, 0 cost, 4 attack, 3 defense. When this attacks, if it is Draconic, it gets go again. And the next 3 Draconic cards you play this turn cost 1 less to play.
Same thing. I mean, it feels a little different because like with Ignite, you're getting to take something that's not traditionally draconic and like get the benefit of it for using the fealty. This is like you have to use a fealty for it, or
Yeah,
like branded, like
Yep.
brand with Cinderclaw or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? Like it's adding a restriction when you just want to be free to play ninja. Like
it's also a 4 attack 3 block instead of a 2 attack 2 block. Like, and it gives your next 3 cost. Like, it's just so much cooler, I think.
yeah.
Well, the thing that bugs me about this is so let's say you have this in basically hand, you're going to play it. In order to get full value when it says next 3 Draconic card or Draconic cards you can play cost 1 less, it's basically I need something to make this Draconic. So let's say a card in hand or a fealty, this, and then 3 more that are going to be 1 or more to get the value. So I feel
If
like it's a
you're
lot of
already
setup.
playing
Yeah,
0/4s, yeah, who
yeah, I
cares
feel like
that
it's a
they're
lot
one
of
less?
setup to maximum, like to get the max benefit out of this. You almost need like the perfect hand, and you
Yeah.
need kind of a lot of 1 attacks. If
How
not, I
many-
feel like you're just
yeah.
wasting value.
How many cards with power 5 or 6 have go again? Like, so after like
Yeah.
yes, you can play. I don't know. It's just it's like you can play a couple like 3 power or 4 powers that maybe have a 1 cost and some upside
Yeah.
for free, but then you get into like, okay, you have a finisher and that costs 1 less, but it's not like your chain just gets exponentially more power.
Yeah,
Well,
and
if you're talking about value, I mean, like the next card coming up would be like a very sick card to have for value out of Art of the Dragon. But like even if even if the rest of your attacks are 0
Mhm.
cost, 1 cost, 0 cost, you're still getting extra value out of it. You don't have to get a perfect, oh, look at
Yeah.
this. I have 3 more 1 costs, and every single one of these are going to be 0/0/0. Like, even if just one of them, even if you just get to play one of them for free, that's added value.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
And in combination with this card, I mean, if you have if you have 4 fealty tokens and you have these 2 cards in your hand and you
that's
just
great.
make like so I do think the ceiling is higher than I was.
Yeah. So I mean, so this card what we talked about, it's basically I call it double strike on steroids. This is a super fun card. Like Devotion Never Dies, 1 cost, 4 attack, 2 block. When this hits, if a draconic attack was the last attack on the combat chain, banish this. If you do, you may play it this turn. So basically saying, don't let me hit or else I'm coming in for 8. It's great.
I'm only specifically here on the scale because I'm blocking Chris's face. It's a general
That's
it's
fair.
a general Goofin mood. I don't got to get
Yeah.
too exact, but it's
This is one of my most Goofin cards because like this is like so dumb, but there is a dream of 3 epots on the field, a bunch of fealty, and just playing these out, make them free. I don't know, or whatever. Just like this is the sort of like the payoff where it's like, oh, the exponential value that you could get from this is just like crazy if you work for it. And like it feels similar to me as like the payoff in this is like the closest I think I've felt in the game to like triple bonds of ancestry, where you're
Yeah.
like, I did it, you know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is going to be a little harder because they're gonna block it. But if they
Sure.
can't and they blocked early, it's also the only reason why I think this card could see play is if you're building into that. This is like
Yeah.
one of the only reasons why I think this card could.
Agreed. Prowess of Agility, 0 cost blue. Whenever you attack for the 4th time during a turn, you may destroy this. If you do, draw a card. At the beginning of your end phase, if you've attacked less than 3 times this turn, destroy this. So it is an aura, a rare ninja aura, right? I mean,
Can I go
It's
on a
majestic.
Can
What
I
do
go
you,
on a bit of a Katsu rant?
Katsu
Don't
away, my
tell
friend.
me
you're
that
going
this-
to anyway.
You know me. Don't tell me that this card is a blue 0 cost block 3. I can read the card. I know that, okay? But like, I would rather this attack for 2 and say nothing else if
Yeah.
I'm Katsu. Like,
Yeah.
the fact
Give you
that
something
this,
to Katsu with.
the fact that this cannot be like played and then pass is so devastating for its like viability. Like I don't know. Like if you could just play it and pass it, it might be just way too powerful.
Oh, yeah. I would say if you could do that, it should be like just get it turn 0, throw it on the board, and then the rest of the game have a good time.
Yeah.
I tested
you
this
know?
card in paper, and I spent a good 6 turns just trying to keep my hand so that I could Kadachi send an attack, just so
Yeah.
I didn't lose this. And when I finally got the card draw off of it, I drew a Be Like Water, and I was like, "That's
Nice.
not what I." It's just 3 go again. The Arsenal
so
pass.
so much payoff.
I
So much
would have
payoff.
rather had a Ponder, but you're goofing on that one, Brice.
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't
I was,
move.
yeah, I was listening to the man who really knows ninja. Or
Eh.
Well, here, Brice, we'll get to where your heart lies.
Yeah,
now.
so I'm gonna need you to copy and paste these still because I am incapable. But would you like me to take over reading the warrior ones because you've been reading everything?
Go for it. 'Cause I'll keep drinking.
Yes, exactly. Refresh some vocal cords.
Chicken
This is
nugget.
Hunt's End, a Draconic Warrior attack reaction. Play this only if you control 3 or more fealty tokens. Target dagger gets +4. Jesus.
Whoa! What the heck happened?
Hold on. Let me fix that. Let me Control Z that. I grabbed it.
What did you? Oh, what? Okay, we're back.
This is
We're
why we
back.
don't let Brice drive.
We're back to normal. I'm not driving. I was just trying to move my little icon. Yeah, man. I like that one. I think with Fang, your goal is to kind of be at 3 fealty tokens as quickly and as often as you can. A 0 for 4 attack reaction is I'm a fan.
My issue though with this is if you do not have 3 fealty tokens, you basically have a really bad crack bobble. You know what I mean?
No, you have a block 3. You have to block.
You have a
Yeah.
block 3, yeah.
But at that point you're going, oh, maybe I just pitch it for late game when I get the fealty. It's like it's gonna lead to a lot of bad decisions by players that
it's gonna be a red for the furnace.
Yeah, I gotta wait.
It's a block 3, always a red for the furnace. Yeah.
I gotta see how many more like in actual practice, how often and how easy it is to get and keep and maintain 3 fealty. If not, I don't know if I'm putting this in my deck just for basic +4. I'd almost rather get a +3 unconditional at that point. Like,
I think it's really powerful. But I do think that I'm in the yellow here because I think it's like Fang for me is so untested. I did build a Fang list, like one of the pure aura like combo ones, because those do that list looks pretty cool. Like Oath of Steel being playable in Fang, pretty neat. But that is one where I'm just like, I just don't know how many feel because I think obviously Fang is like, please have 3 fealty. But every time I look at the list, I'm like, but I'm gonna have to break these fealty a lot. Like, so.
Oh yeah, most certainly.
Are you breaking them as often as you would be with Syndra?
So I think more often, but I also don't know because I didn't look closely at the warrior commons rare. So I scanned over those at best. Um, but I actually like kind of have spent time with the ninja ones.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that you're definitely going to be more
Sure.
reliant on fealty.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Next one, Long Whisker Loyalty. For each Draconic Chain Link you control, choose one. Target dagger attacks gets +2. You may attack with target dagger an additional time. Next time a target dagger hits a hero this turn, mark them. I'm still staying up here.
Yeah, this one I think we can make a bigger case for.
Can you make this guy a little? Thank you.
Me and Chris are both making him little.
That you guys are fighting over who gets to make it.
Yeah.
I make the little cards.
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Like pseudo blood on her hands.
Dude, I feel like Fang is like Kano. Like I feel like Fang's turns where it's like I have my 3 fealty, my daggers are free. Last turn I set up something the aura that lets me attack an additional time this turn, and then like and makes my daggers. Actually, my daggers are already free. Okay.
Yeah.
The one that gives them go again and the one that lets them attack an additional time. Pop your gallantry gold and you are just like, I mean, you're gonna swing like 6 times.
Yep.
For four or 5 each if you get it all lined up. Yeah. Yeah.
Fang is just bolting whenever he puts on draconic armor. That's all.
Yeah.
It's
really just him.
You're going to have a couple okay turns, then a big explosive Lumina turn, like Long Whisker Royalty's turn. Then a couple okay turns, then another Lumina turn, and then a couple okay turns.
I do think Fang is way more warrior than Bolton.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes. And that's why I'm okay with these cards that may be conditional, but they're still red and 3 block. Because I think it's gonna be a real hunker down until you can pop off your combo, and you only need like 2 or 3 big combo turns, and that's 40 damage. And that's kind of what.
Sorry, keep going. I was moving you because I couldn't select me.
Oh, moving. I thought you said I'm muting you. I'm like, what did I do? Just because I like these warrior cards?
God. Stop.
Enough. I think you're done. But yeah, I think it fits the game plan. I think what we're gonna end up seeing is that like these kind of cards really do fit the game plan.
Chris, so I'm just gonna tell you right now, undo this. You are not gonna be able to put it. You're not gonna be able to put it back to straight up and down. Just undo it now. We get it. Jagged Edge has you excited. We're gonna be like, how do I get that back?
Yeah. Okay. This 1 for 3 block, target weapon attack gets +3, and damage this would deal can't be prevented. More unpreventable damage. I don't know that Guardians have I don't know that Warriors have like a solid source of that, but that's good.
Can I say one of the things that I love about this card that I think is underappreciated is that it just says target weapon attack. Like this isn't like, oh, this is only if you're running Quicksilver Dagger Dorinthia. This is just like, no, you guys just need a way to deal with these.
Yep.
These auras and stuff.
Enigma, so many illusionists could just, other than Dromite, because you could attack the dragons and that's still kind of good. But so many times as warrior, you just like would look at Enigma and be like, well, enjoy your win. I'm gonna go get some food. Yeah. Like we had Iron Song Chorus, which is I think the only other thing that made our attacks what's it called? Can't be prevented. So having just another sideboard option into anything that has like
such cool
Yeah. Oh, this is really, really cool.
Comes in
I
EA.
love it. Yeah.
Do all of the Majestics come in EA this set? Or those?
Hope so.
It sounds like
that'd be
that's
cool.
just what the.
Well, when you say EA, do you mean EA or like
the mini tech box? Yeah.
mini
tech
text
The
box?
mini text.
Mini
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so many of them are. I mean, the stealth one that banishes, like some of those you can't make those mini texts, but like
No.
Oh
a lot of them that we've already seen mini text.
And I absolutely love that treatment. That is like
really cool.
Gimme. This is provoke. Attack reaction. 1 cost blue, 3 block. If you're attacking with a weapon this chain link, the defending hero reveals a card from their hand. If it is an action card, add it to this chain link as a defending card. Otherwise, they discard it.
I just want to like take a quick second to say, where are all of you feet freaks now? Okay, we've got these
there's so many
beautiful feet in this provoke photo, and I haven't seen a single one of you weirdos posting about them. Y'all were going nuts over Verdance's feet, but you got some pretty little paws right here, and no one's appreciating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm done.
This is my card of the set if I'm a warrior player. This is beautiful. Chef's kiss. Love it. Auto include every single warrior deck.
Did I when
maybe
we
not Bolton, but every single warrior deck other than that.
Dorinthia needed this.
It's
so cool for
God.
Dorinthia.
When I was reading that, did I say otherwise they discard it, or did I say or they? I think okay. Because
I don't know, but...
because I was like, wait, is this really that great? And then I looked at the word otherwise and said, oh, okay, yeah. I for some reason like missed that.
It's not choose to add it to the chain.
Yeah,
or don't. It's just like you're adding it to the chain.
You're losing a card from hand regardless.
I'm stripping a card no matter what happens.
Yeah,
but the question is are you giving me reprise? That is the big question.
Sorry about that. Hit the little microphone there.
Being able to do this and just get reprise triggers forced on them.
Yeah. I'm like with you on the like we've gone plaid on this one. We're like a little bit off the scale here.
Here, I'll just move. I'll move
I think
the
that's
scale.
fantastic. There we go. Yeah, move the scale over so we can all go just right off the side of it.
I wanted so badly to lock the scale, but this thing doesn't let me. Okay. What's our next one here? Because I think we're all pretty aligned. This is cool and needed.
Bam.
Up there we got sharpened senses. Go again. Your weapon attacks get +1. If their damage is greater than twice their base, they get go again. Destroyed at the end of phase. And that's, I mean, when your daggers are 1, that's automatically greater than, no, it's not. It's exactly twice their base. Never mind, I can do math. Still not that hard to get another +1, right? Like
as long as you played a Draconic card.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this one's really cool. I think that the biggest thing against it is its templating of being at the beginning of your end phase instead of the other ones. The way they work is you put them on the board and they set up next turn. This one is for this turn.
Yeah.
I think it's probably good because of its power level that they do that. So that you can't just like, because I mean, what I really want to do with Fang is just like put 3 auras on the field, arsenal a power card. Maybe it's this, play this, and then just swing a million times for 8 for free. You know, like it's if you could use this to set up your next turn, I think it might have been.
Yeah,
it is too good.
Why are you all the way down there? What are you doing all the way down on Doom?
I don't like it at all. I don't like this card at all. If it was blue, sure. If it was, make it red and give it +2, sure. I think this gives away so much information of what you're doing. I think Craig hit it right on the nose of it's like the beginning of this end phase, destroy it. I think this should be a non-go again aura that basically says, when you play this, yada, 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 at the beginning of your next end phase, destroy this. Or if it's something that you play and it says, at the beginning of your, action phase, destroy this and all of your weapon attacks get whatever. I would like that more as a setup as opposed to something that I have to play and then I have to do everything I want to do on this turn with it. You know, if I would have been able to get more cards out of hand, like if I could play this setup and then go in with a 5-card hand, great. You know, not a fan of the rest.
It reminds me of prowess of agility in a way, the way that you're talking about it. Like, I want to be able to say, like, I want to have a little bit more control of, like, when I get this effect, then it's, like, obviously, you know, like, I don't want to be able to be like, choose a turn on that turn,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But like prowess of agility, I'm like, what? This should enter with some sort of counter or something that goes away at your end phase. So if you can play it and pass, like that's what I want from this card is the ability to be like, I'm just gonna play it and pass. And then next turn it's like, ooh, you better make me block.
I feel like it shouldn't be a warrior card. It should be a draconic warrior card. Like it's there to me. There's almost no reason to play it. Maybe Bolton. It's yellow, so you can sit there and play it with Raiden because then it's more than double its base or whatever. But
you won't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not worth it.
It's a yellow.
You can't attack twice unless you Lumina. So
it's a yellow for Kasai.
Ooh, that's true. I think Kasai plays it.
But it's still not giving you more than double.
Yeah,
I mean, you'd still need
Blade Flurry gives you double,
but
not more. So, oh wait, that gives you +1. Okay,
if they block with an attack, it gives you more than double. No, it just gives you exactly double because it would go. From
but if you Blade Flurry,
4.
if you Blade Flurry, it'll go 3 to 5, and then it has.
Yeah, it's
Quicksilver daggers.
Okay.
Okay, now you're being an idiot. Let's not start talking about Quicksilver.
This guy, we have Old Man gives you a staff. Old Man gives you a staff, says this may be played if it's only if it's the first action of your turn, and when it's played until the end of the turn, you may only play cards that are draconic. Go again, and it is a 0 for 4 that blocks for 3. Now get it out of here. Get it out of here.
Get it out of here. I got it. We'll shrink this boy down. Chris,
you got it, and then I got it, and then Chris got it.
I literally said I got it.
I don't know how to follow directions.
I'm perfectly middle on this. Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, like, yeah, I don't love every class just getting 0 for 4 go again. Like, sometimes I do feel like, are we entering the 0 for 4 go again simulator? Especially with like red line decks in general. But like, this blocks 3, so it's better than your average one. It has a good restriction on it.
Sure.
I think some people are looking at this and going like, this is so good. And then other people are looking at this and going, this is so bad. And I'm kind of like, what role are you in the matchup? Like, are you on the beatdown or are you blocking? If you're on the beatdown and you have a handful of draconic cards, this is fucking great. If you're not, it blocks. Like, I don't know. It's good. I think it's good.
I probably say in Dromai. Probably run it in Dromai.
She's dead. She's dead for good. She can't hurt us.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is an LL card? Got it.
It's a 5 card.
Well, I mean,
well, wait a minute, Chris. Real quick, you're pretty dooming on it. Why are you that dooming?
Doesn't excite me, like you said. It's just
it's
a
just
4 attack go again, and now everything else has to be draconic. So even if you're trying to do like, I'm gonna do red line 5 with Rav Rab, well, now you can't Rav Rab. Like,
yeah,
you know, you can't scar for a scar. You can't.
Can't with the fealty.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You got to pop all your fealties.
Are we gonna get fealty 5? Because
I don't know. Probably not. I don't know.
All right. Loyalty Beyond the Grave. This is a defense reaction for 3. And when it is in your graveyard at the start of your turn, you may banish 2 cards named Loyalty from Beyond the Grave. If you do, you draw a card. It also has a note from the Emperor's eulogy. And I gotta say, this is kind of a weird thing to say at someone's eulogy. Like, someone there was like grieving and wasn't ready for like the war part.
Yeah.
At least one person was like, just let me be sad, you know?
Craig, if something happens to me, I want you to go to my funeral and just yell that line.
Just
and then
absolutely
and
shit
then
on
just
everything
and then
I've done
storm
my
out of the
entire
room.
life.
Just yell it and storm
Burned
out
with shame. Oh my god, we get it. You're the fire tribe. Like, all right, you guys are goofing.
Yeah, I think it's a cool card.
I'm where I'm at.
I'm somewhere between mid and goofing. If that was a 4-block, that would be the most insane card.
I'd be
broken
dooming. I'd be so pissed.
That would be absolutely wild. Because it's a 3-block. I'm in the middle there. I do like the mechanic, just like being able to like bust out. Oh, I have an extra card now. Like when you need it too. That's pretty good.
I do like that. It like has this double thing where like if you are playing Dromai and you're playing like a plan where you run burn them all, it's like, do I really even want to get rid of 2 reds from my graveyard for an extra card? But yeah, I like it. I think that if, like you were saying, if this was a 4-block, you'd be over the moon. If this was a 4-block, I'd be so annoyed. Just like 3-block is perfect. 3 extra covers so many reactions. Like,
so the reason why I think I like this card is because whenever I was first kind of getting into the game, my first skirmish, that all you got won me my skirmish against Fi. And this just feels like that all you got on demand. Like I don't have to wait for a low attack card. It's just slap these suckers in my graveyard. And late game, if I've lost tempo and I'm blocking a lot, and I'm like, I just need to do something to force them to block. Pop this draw card, do something. You know what I mean?
That's what I like it is, like I said, the ability to do that on demand. Like you can just, that can be like an out. You know what I mean? Like that can give you something.
Now that you're, I didn't think about the fact that you could just deny the trigger until you're like, oh, this is the hand that I just need a reset. This hand just needs anything.
Imagine you just got like an awesome like hand and you just go, I could just get like go 6 cards wide this turn and then really fuck their day up. Let's do it. Like,
yeah, okay.
It is. The flexibility of it's just pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay.
See our next
Pain in the backs.
Yeah, this one's cool. Beep. So this is the one that I had mentioned earlier, where so with your toxicity and your other the dagger attack, this one is templated different than every other like flick card, which is to say that the dagger doesn't get destroyed. It just deals damage and it has hit. So like this is a cool way of just getting like on hits. Like maybe you just want to mark someone with clave, or you've played toxicity. Like if you've played 2 toxicities, you've played so 5-card hand, 2 toxicities, that first card, this card, and then this again. You can like, you're gonna be doing like I'm not even gonna do the math, but you can like hit them for 12 and then hit them for 12 and then hit them for 12, and that's not even, that's them like blocking most of that out. Like,
and in an ideal hand, it's great. Like the thing that's cool about this is because it doesn't destroy the dagger, though. It's just basically saying, this is that. What was that? I forget the name of the other card that it was like, hey, if this hits, deal 1 damage to him or whatever. It's basically saying, you let this hit, I'm going to deal damage plus get a benefit. Like you're not marked, you're marked. Like, did you block out the dagger? Now you're going to hit this. You're going to block out the dagger again. Like
this is
it
also
opens
like,
a lot of options.
This is also just a card that does what like assassins want to do sometimes, which is just like, you don't know what the threat is, but you better put a card on that chain. And then it's like they do put a card on that chain, and it's like the threat was putting a card on the chain. You dummy.
Yeah, now the only upside is it doesn't have stealth or anything like that, so a lot of like the assassin things that care about stealth, can't benefit from it, but it's still forcing a card, which is awesome.
I'm a little concerned with the fact that it doesn't destroy the dagger. That's great for like, if you're playing that, but every other what makes this less of an effect than every other flick? that we have. You know what I mean? Like, why is this the one that decides to not destroy the dagger
Because it's a 0 for 3 majestic. Like,
Yep.
just it
and
it
not
does.
no
It's not.
stealth
There's
and
nothing special other than that. Yeah, it's just a 0 for 3 go again. That so I think it's just like that is the only upside. Is
Mhm.
it's
yeah.
like if you added upside to it where it was like and it's a stealth card so it could be targeted by like everything. I think it would be a bit much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Still, I mean, yeah, I like the effect.
I love this art. I,
This is cool art. Also, this is the second time we see her in this set, so we're
Yes,
gonna get,
she's also
or
on
maybe
the
it's the first time.
Saver
Saver,
Bloodshed.
yeah, yeah, we'll get to it. So
Yeah,
definitely some sort of character incoming, but
maybe.
about this card. Super excited for my Benji deck with this card. All of the cards that re-equip daggers. This you know what? While we're talking about daggers, I do want to say retrieve is the new keyword that allows you to pay 1 and equip a dagger from your graveyard.
mm-hmm.
So like there are ways of getting these daggers back. There's like there's like 3 different cycles that are all worth considering, and they're ninja assassin hybrids. So this ninja assassin hybrid is a 0 cost 4 or a 0 cost blue that blocks 3. Who wants those? Anyway, it says target dagger you control that isn't on the active chain link deals 1 damage to the defending hero. If the damage is dealt this way, the dagger is hit, and you draw a card. Destroy the dagger. To me, this is a blue ancestral empowerment for flick decks.
Mm-hmm.
And I am
Yeah.
really interested in running a flick deck. So I cannot wait to get 3 of these on release.
Yeah, this is the only reason why I have it towards dooming is because I'm a little scared of what this could become. And like in the right deck, this like in the wrong deck, this feels like trash because you play it and you have to destroy the dagger. So you do it at the wrong time, you're kind of screwed. But in the right decks, this is miserable to face.
Well, that's so when you say like, uh, Craig, when you say like the flexibility of it, um are you assuming that in assassins you're probably going to be running like one of each dagger, so you know what I mean, like you're in control of like this on hit effect would benefit me now versus versus this other dagger that wouldn't really do anything for me right now.
So I'm actually like kind of leaning away from that for assassins. My approach for the assassin decks I've been building has been a lot more like I'm gonna run Clave and Spider's Bite and maybe the reaction one because I really just want to like play it, destroy it, and then break the chain, play the card that lets me retrieve it and gives it +4.
Mm-hmm.
Like so
Mm-hmm.
the way I'm doing it is like I want it to be in the graveyard for as very little as possible, but I also want the hit to uh like be at a time where it's relevant. So like okay, if my play is just pitch a blue, attack with a dagger, and then play a 0 cost card that retrieves a dagger,
Mm-hmm.
um, like let's say I have enough resources to do 2 dagger attacks, and the second one gets pumped. What I would do
Sure.
then is like, yeah, so you would attack with like Clave, then you would flick Spider's Bite, you would re-equip Spider's Bite and re-attack with Clave. So that way, on the second attack, their attacks are, they go down, but they now have to block, a lot
Mm-hmm.
more on the Clave because they don't want to be marked next to it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's just like interesting
Just
sequencing that gets
Well,
me really excited.
how would that work with if you have an attack that says like when this hits a marked hero, this would technically resolve first, and then the hero would be marked when you hit them.
Yeah, marking goes away as soon as they are hit, and if a hit marks them, that happens after that. So like
mm-hmm.
you are
Okay.
you are your mark is gone, and then your mark.
Mm-hmm. I like this with the Graven's Call too. Where basically if you're playing a contract Arachne, like the old OG Arachne, you can basically just Graven's Call, flick Graven's Call, bring it back with your silver, swing it for 2, just threaten some damage and things like that as you try to fatigue out and mill them. Throw it again later with this, hit it, destroys the dagger, bring it back. Like
the fact that it replaces
it's pretty
itself
nice.
is really big.
Yes.
Like this card is super flexible by being
nice.
able to be a blue pitch that replaces itself is like it's really good. The
Agreed.
effect doesn't look that big right now, but like that's because flick decks are absolutely going to be the death of 1,000 cuts deck. Like
100%.
So,
I mean, anything with draw a card is just strong. It's good. Okay, perforate. Ready to talk? So, Assassin Warrior, yellow, 1 cost. You may attack with target dagger an additional time, and its attacks cost you 1 less to activate this card or this turn. Draw a card.
Okay, they did not need to go this hard on the art.
Oh, the art is pretty
this
cool.
Art's so cool.
The art is pretty cool.
Yeah. That's an additional time. I mean, yeah.
It's super cool. The reason I'm kind of dooming is like, what's up with the no conditions on draw? Like, Fang just getting an extra swing for free and an additional card, but like, where's the? I feel like there should be a condition on drawing.
Yeah.
Super good.
Well,
but,
I mean,
but just a little scary.
I was kind of thinking that even on the last card with Throw Dagger, where we've been told that card draw needs to be tuned down, and just being able to draw a card for like, here you go for free.
But actually, that one you can like make a spectral shield and prevent one, and then you won't draw the card because you have to. The dagger has to hit to draw that card.
Yeah, but not everybody has on demand prevent 1 damage. If you're
actually
not playing,
everyone has blue brush off.
I was saying we're putting blue brush offs left and right now.
well, yes, that brings up the fact that like these damage prevention cards are going to be huge for these matchups, because if not, you're drawing a card. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was joking earlier. I was like, do we start seeing less Fate Foreseen and more just brush off? Like,
no.
Does that come back?
No,
we do not. This card is really good.
This is the second appearance of this mad woman,
whoever this person is.
This card makes me uncomfortable looking at the art. Like,
the pose is weird. It's
a bit much. It's a bit horny for me. That's what it is.
It gives very like Eradicate vibes from when Eradicate was released, and it's just that woman sitting there just in a very sensual pose, just surrounded by dead bodies and blood everywhere. And, like this feels like her and this person are like best friends.
Who she kind of reminds me of, and I'm gonna sound like an idiot because I don't even know the name. No, the crazy. I don't. From the villain, one of the villains from like early seasons of My Hero Academia, the one that has all the.
You're talking of Toga.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's kind of that like I'm just nuts and I'm licking the blood off of my dagger, kind of like insanity, which is kind of cool.
This is, I think, I think this is like one of the craziest cards in the set because of flicking. Like, okay. Now my Hunter's Clave comes in for 5. It didn't hit. I'll flick it, and I'll draw a card. Especially in like Slippy, where it's like you play this, you pitch a blue, you Hunter's Clave if they're already marked.
Right.
Yeah. So let's say they're already marked. You send a dagger for like 5 with piercing. That doesn't work. You send another attack. You flick the dagger. You draw a card. You still have an action point. You've only spent 3 cards. You drew up a card. Like, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's also kind of wild that it's just like your next dagger attack. So if you have some Fang turn that you're swinging 5, 6 daggers, every one of those is threatening the card draw.
Think about this too. If you play all 3 of them in a row, and then if your daggers are free, it's just like, what's in my hand?
Yeah.
It's
good. It's a cool card. It's a real cool card. Okay, here we go. We're gonna bring in the merchant class. But bam. Talk about cat.
Wait, I
Good
thought
old
we weren't
Cavian.
doing expansion.
This is not an expansion slot. This is
just
generic.
straight
It's not.
generic.
That's not expansion. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, there's 3 generics. Okay, there's 3
There's-
generics.
There's a couple generics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rotten Remains. It's pretty gnarly.
I'm so hyped about this card. First of all, anyone who says I don't think we're doing a pirate set at this point, it's like get real, dude. Get so for real.
Oh
no.
Pirate themes are everywhere. This is huge. Like this clearly looks like a necromancer card, but also this is such good new tech.
You can
Like-
banish the daggers from the graveyard.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yep.
That's why I said I was like, well, you have to play around this even in draft. And people were like, you don't have to play around this in draft. You don't play around M's in draft. And I was like, okay, yeah. But if you're like, I'll wait to set up my daggers for next turn and you lose your weapons,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. The only downside is you also have to make sure that you have a one
you
attack cost
don't.
in your graveyard.
No, you don't.
When this attacks, you may banish a card with 1 from each hero's graveyard. If you do, so you have to do each hero. You can't just do their That's the only downside. So like in limited, I think this is going to be great because you just sit there and say, okay, I'm going to throw like or block with a 1 attack early because I know this is in my deck.
That
But
makes me go down quite a bit.
in CC, it's nervous. Yeah, if it said you may banish a 1 cost tag from either hero's graveyard, do it. So you got to do 2. So basically, if you want to buff it 2, you need to banish 4 cards.
Yeah, that's not that great. That's really not that great.
I still think it's super cool. I do think that this is I think it's just like fun, and I think it's fun new tech. Like just if you're against new, like another new, you just play this, and then it's
I want this new versus new because this will be so much fun to watch.
And then you both just they're like, well, I've got your entire deck to play from, and you've got my entire deck to play from.
It's pretty good.
I mean, the argument of like you also have to have 1 attacks in your graveyard to banish, like there's a lot of just 1 attack stealth cards.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Yeah.
If you're an assassin against assassin, maybe it's a sideboard kind of thing.
Yeah.
But not many other thing like brutes aren't running it. You know.
Oh no, of course not.
I mean, yeah.
Here's the big one. Here's
This looks okay. I just want to say this looks very inspired. I don't know if you remember when DM Armada did his like custom.
It looks like DM
his like his character. Yeah, that is like. I'm wondering if they like got a little inspiration from his thing because that looks a lot like it.
It's beautiful art. I cannot believe they printed this card.
I
think this is like. To me, I know that there are people who are excited about it. I'm happy that you're excited about it. This to me is like the biggest mistake they've ever made. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, people are worried about the legendary boots. This card.
No, they're both really bad.
I mean, the legendary boots are scary potentially, but to me, it's just like that's a one-time deal. I gotta like worry about it and prep for it. This is just I'm running 3 of these. Enigma with 3 of these in their deck. I hate my life. Just why?
Why are we printing? Why are we printing 0 cost 4 reactions that have no downside, that have no like restrictions to playing them? Well, it's a hand trap. Like
it stops instead of like a sink below or something like that stops 1 breakpoint of 4. Like you're like, okay, I'm covering 1/4. Now you can be like, I throw 1/3 down, I discard this, and now the next couple 4s that you come in with are basically just 3s to me. Like imagine like you're coming with a whole bunch of 4s, somebody discards this, and it's like, have fun with that boom grenade. I'm just using 1 card now to stop everything instead of having to force 2 in armor or something.
If you're looking at your opponent and you're like, oh, they're gonna play 3 4s in a row, and you have a handful of 3 blocks in this, you're like, I can easily cover all of this, or I can cover some of it and still have a turn. Like, I don't know. Dude,
it is a scary card.
Ban Sink Below. Ban Fate for Sea. Ban one of them if you're going to print this card. Like, we don't need every set just playing the same reactive, like, generic cards. It drives me nuts.
Like in my head, I go, okay, most of my decks, I'm probably taking out like Fate Foreseen for something like this. But for the most part, like if like I'm Enigma, I'm Fate Foreseen, Sink Below. I'm 3 of these as well. Like it is just,
At
it
least
is
Rootbound
disgusting.
Carapace had a restriction, and it also like moved their game plan along. It was part of their game plan. Like I'm just so tired of just like I don't enjoy playing against decks that it's just like I loaded my deck up with 9 D reacts that you're already aware of. I have Oasis, I have Sigil, like and I'm just gonna wait until you run out of all of your threats before I start playing the same game.
Yeah, there are a lot of M's that have that legendary keyword in this set. I feel like this should have been one of them. This should be you're allowed to include just one of this card because it has so much versatility.
I'm buying 25 of these motherfuckers.
Oh my god.
Because this is going to be such an expensive card. This card is going to be in every deck as a 3-of. Like every deck. So this card, the extended art version, will be the most expensive card ever printed at Majestic. It will be. Like
at Majestic. Okay, yeah.
At Majestic, absolutely. The extended art version, it's going to be like you right now it's what? Like Call to the Grave or EA the extended art Gone in a Flash. It will dwarf that because everyone is going to run this.
This hits Codex of Frailty levels, things like that. I mean, if this gets to a reasonable price and you don't pick up 3 to have a playset early, you are going to be kicking yourself immediately after like the first RTN season.
I disagree that it's anywhere comparable because of the homogeny of this card. It goes in every deck, and it just I know like I know I've already harped on it, but it just like this is one of the cards where like I get mad because I'm like a huge fan of this game and I think about it all day every day. But this card makes me mad. This card like really just like I'm upset that they printed this.
This is a scary card.
I'm glad it's a generic because it's I know after all that being said, I'm okay with this kind of stuff when it's like you can play it too. You know what I mean? If this was something that was limited to a class or a talent, that would be absurd. Everybody has access to the same. Yes, it seems grossly overpowered, but there's nothing stopping you from running it in your deck. You have access to it too.
I mean, I get what you're saying. My fear is I don't want LSS to continue to lean into the you can play it too mentality. Like I get everything you're saying. I get and I kind of agree with like well, you just play it, but I don't want it to be every deck is just 3 CNCs, 3 Sink Belows, 3 Shelter from the Storm, 3 Fate Foreseens, and then 20 class cards. Like, give me this, but make it class specific. Give me like something class flavorful that works with this. Like,
I have never been as big of a proponent of creating an entirely new format where there are no generic cards as I am right now. Because the problem is that Flesh and Blood doesn't have a rotation system for generic cards. They're in the card pool forever, which means if they already like look, now you can run 9 cards that have 4 block and 0 cost and can be used and now this can be used in a multiples of ways, right? There is D-Reactate out there. There's not enough. Like you can take 3 Command and Conquers to the face and then cover everything out for the rest of the you've only taken 18 damage. You're not even at half your health. Like I'm just rambling here because I cannot believe this got printed. Why?
This is I mean, let's put it this way. I have already put my request into John at Green Tree Sports Cards for 3 of these when we're doing the set rips. Like, I'm like, I want it in early. I don't care what the price is. This has to go in the decks.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it. That makes my point exactly. Is that it has to go in the deck. Yeah. There we go. Anyway, this card's sick.
Not for something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've attacked with a weapon this turn, the next attack action card you play this turn gets +3. If you've attacked an action card this turn, your next weapon attack gets +. So
I like that they put a Bolton specialization in the generic slot.
it really kind of is.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, it's just Bolton plays this.
Yeah, can I just print a proxy of this with a Light Warrior border on it?
I mean, I love this in limited. If I see this in limited, I'm picking it up all day. Every day.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is like, would you go as far as like this is definitely like pack one, pick one?
Oh, I would.
If it's in there.
There would have to be something.
There's
very
nobody.
good.
There's
Absolutely.
nobody this doesn't apply to in the.
This leaves you open. It does everything every hero unlimited wants to do, which is weapons and attacks. Like,
the problem with it is, and it's not even that big of a problem, is like Syndra, you have to break the chain. You know, like, but get over it. You lose a dagger for a turn. Also, your next dagger attacks for 4, and your next attack is coming in for 7. Like, you can do that. You're fine.
I just like that they have Zen's brother in the artwork.
Yeah. What?
Because he looks like he does kung fu.
He's doing like literally, isn't it like this? Isn't that the exact same pose Zen has in his card? Hold on, no, I need to go.
Zen is standing with his arms down.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, this is like what's that thing like where they're like do you remember the cereal box as a kid? Like, look at it. It was never really that way.
You mean like a Berenstein Bears, a Mandela effect?
Yeah. What?
I don't think this
Dude,
is a Mandela
Zen
effect.
Zen on the adult art for Zen is standing with his arms at his side and his staff behind his back. Okay. Tell me I'm wrong.
I just looked, and you are correct, but I'm.
Are you going to look at me and tell me I'm wrong?
I'm convinced reality split right now because when I saw this, I'm like, why did they give this like the exact same Zen pose to this dude?
I don't think there's any Zen card that looks like that.
Nope. No, this was a bait and switch by
maybe Untamed. Like, I don't know what you're thinking.
Who's the warrior though?
Why do you think she's a warrior and not a pirate?
Yeah.
Because because the dude she's fighting is a pirate for sure.
Pirates fight pirates.
I think it's the armor. I think it's the armor.
Hold on, wait 1 second. What is the?
Are you zooming in on feet? Are you zooming in on feet?
No, for a second, like I couldn't tell, like when it was small. Like I was like, "What is that weird ass weapon she's holding?" I didn't realize she's cutting an axe in half. Okay,
yeah, she's like blocking an axe being thrown at her, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, when it's smaller, like when I was looking at it, like it almost looks like the hilt was way up there.
Oh yeah,
I was like, that's kind of weird. But
well, that aside, I'm goofing on this.
Yeah, I'm like
pretty solidly goofing.
Actually, hold it.
I think outside of limited, it's gonna have a harder time finding a home. But like you could play this in chain, you know, like
that's
crazy.
Yeah.
What about? I mean, no,
because you don't have a second weapon attack, so.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I'm like, who doesn't attack and does weapons as well? And I'm like, there's Bolton. I'm like, Brutes do, but it's a miss for Brutes, so you don't really want it for Brute.
Slippy.
I mean, yeah, it's assassin, I guess. It's just that may be the answer. It's just like to try to mark, you know, get in for a 4-attack dagger or, you know, buff and attack. So
hey, I know it's not a I know it's not mainline majestic, but can we look at the Command and Conquer? Just because I want to look at it.
Just because its art is cooler than
just because it is so freaking awesome.
Yeah, I love this art.
Hold on, let me grab it. I had to go look at Zen, so
I was a little bit upset that it's printed at Legendary. I'm gonna be honest, like that's not how I want reprints to be handled. I want you to reprint it.
Here's what I'm hoping though, that it's gonna be printed, even though it's Legendary, it's gonna be printed at the rate that like the Emperor was. I don't know.
I've never pulled an Emperor.
Really?
Never pulled an Emperor.
I pulled like four rainbow foil Emperors that were all like, it's cool, a Legendary. It's another Emperor.
Oh,
That
this is gonna be an expensive one.
So,
Oh,
so
And
this
this
is the
isn't
this is the extended art version. There's a
that's gonna be
non-extended art version.
$700.
So yeah, so the rainbow foil comes in extended art. The non-foil comes in non-extended, I believe, is what people were saying.
okay. Okay. I don't know that this is what everybody wanted when they said we want Command and Conquer reprints.
What are you talking about? Look, we've got the Fabled Command and Conquer. We got the Majestic Command and Conquer. We got the Legendary.
But
that just
none
means
of
we're getting
them
rare and common next. Next
I
set,
don't,
just Command
but
and
I
Conquers
don't.
for everybody.
I think maybe Brice, this is what you're gonna get at. Is this doesn't strike me as any like? There's not gonna be a price reduction in Command.
Exactly.
No.
They tried to reprint it in History Pack, and the History Pack CNCs are for some reason like $3 more than the black border ones. This isn't going to drive down the prices of the definitely not the
Playables.
Kasai one.
You'll get there'll be a very
yeah.
small window where CNCs will be very slightly cheaper as people try to offload their old ones to get these ones. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, I got a playset of the
Like
fancy
selling
ones.
their playset to get one of these.
I'm gonna try to make back some of it. You know
but
I mean?
I don't think it's gonna because we do need prices to come down on some of these staples. I don't think this is gonna do it for CNC. I was hoping it would just be a flat reprint.
Throw CNC in an armory deck. Don't be a coward.
Yeah, exactly. Or don't do that. But all right, we're at an hour and 16 minutes, boys. So I think it's
That's
time
good.
to
Oh, wow.
call it. It was good. Good new boot goofing with you boys.
Full ostrich
let's
leather.
let's just do a new boot goofing on the set, right? Let's just get rid of this.
Okay, on the set as a whole.
Yeah.
Can I say that mine is a little dynamic because like before spoilers I was very mid on it just because I was excited for like some of the warrior support. I'm a little more I'm excited for it now. I think Assassin is going to be in a very good spot coming out of the set. It's going to be way more fun to play coming out of the set. I like it now.
I'll slightly split you guys if Craig is staying on the Doom side. I mean, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun in limited with this. I am sad that I'm not as excited for Warrior as I was hoping when I heard we were getting a Warrior set, but the Assassin looks a lot of fun. I'm planning on building and playing a lot of Assassin, but I think I'm gonna be more on the side of Goofin because I think there's gonna be a lot of crazy decks that come out of this, just because of all the versatility that we get with some of these Assassin cards. But yeah, it's an okay set. It's not my favorite.
I think that limited looks really cool. I am very excited for limited. And I think that right now where I'm at is just like I don't understand the approach of printing the generic legs and the generic D-React that they are printing. It seems to me to be that they're both in their own right pushed and in generic. And it kind of like I heard someone say like, oh, well, aggro has been too good for too long. And then I was like, okay, Zen can now block 21 damage, make 2 Zen states, and keep 2 cards in his hand. So, like, yeah, maybe that's not an aggro Zen list the way, others were. Actually, you can even say he can also give something -1. So, but like, that, like, I don't know. It's.
I'm just hoping the legs are underrated compared to what people think they are, so I can buy 3 copies for my Olympia deck very cheaply. That's all I want them for.
I think that right now, my thought is that I think these are the most powerful legendaries they've ever printed.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be in line with Crown of Providence. I think it's going to be in line with Tunic and price like that. I don't think it's going to be a multi-$100 card in the long run. I think it's going to settle somewhere around that like 150 mark.
It's not better than Tunic because every deck needs a resource every so often. But decks that run blues, I think this is. We'll see.
Who knows? Who's to say?
Yeah, I am. I hate it.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that positive note, Jamie, thank you for watching to the end.
We love you.
Jamie, the only
please
one who
come to
watches
Armory.
To the end. Come back to the Armory. Yeah. All right. Good game, boys.
See you, gents.
All right.
Have a beautiful time.